Testing hybrid configuration. Okay, let's test it out. Although I have created few mailboxes for you, and then you might be wondering that how did I create this Office 365 mailbox and how can I see it? But that's the beauty of hybrid configuration, because hybrid configuration uh, allows a bonding or relationship between your on-premise Exchange organization and Exchange Online or Office 365. So you can create your mailboxes, even Office 365 mailboxes, or mailboxes on Office 365 using your online or using your Exchange Admin Center, which is your local, which is for using your local Exchange. For example, if I go to server here, I can see my local Exchange. Under recipients, these are my users. It means they are on-premise mailboxes with an exception of this, which I just created as a test. And how did I create it? It's like this. You see, if I create a new mailbox, I have an option of creating Office 365 mailbox. So let's do that again. So I will say hybrid mailbox, or let's say uh, O365 mailbox. O365 mailbox 1 and test. Okay. Organization unit. Don't forget to choose the organization that you are syncing, and then you have specified under AD Connect the scope of directory synchronization. Name, that's the name of the user. I would say, yeah, well, that's fine. Anything. O365 MT1 mailbox. I will assign a password and save. Okay, so Office 365 mailbox 1 test, which is type of Office 365, I have created that. Although if I go to Office 365 premises, the console, and I refresh, I might not be able to see it because I will be able to see it after the next refresh or directory sync cycle. So whenever the directory synchronization will take place, after that I will be able to see that user / mailbox which I have created in Office 365 using my on-premise tool. It will be visible to me right here, and then I can assign a license to it. Same thing if I go reversed, like if I go to Office 365 tab and refresh, you see it's not there yet. So what I will do, either I can force the directory synchronization or I can just wait to see how it's working. So what I would like to do, I would like to wait a little bit. So I will pause the video and I will come back once directory synchronization will take place. Okay, it's been a while, so let's move to Office 365. And yes, I am able to see this user and under Office 365. If we go to Office 365 portal, it's not here yet, so let me just hit a refresh. Yes, it's here. As you can see, sync with AD, still unlicensed. I can assign a license to it. And I assign an evaluation license. Close. Done. You can use PowerShell to assign license to users slash multiple users, and of course you can highlight multiple users and assign license. Uh, that's all there. I have mentioned to you before. Okay, so this all looks good, all looks cool. So let's move back, and this time I will go to Windows Client, and let's see, new email. I logged in as Mark Nichols, and if I go to, I can see it in address book as well. Awesome. So as you can see now, I can create a mailbox in Office 365, and I can see its representation in my global address list. And on this user, which I am logged in as, it's an on-premise user. It means this person mailbox resides on my local Exchange server or on-premise Exchange server, and still you can see it. Okay. Uh, Now what else? Let's move back here, and this time I would like to create a local mailbox. So I'll go here and user mailbox, and I would say on-premise MB1, on-premise mailbox 1. So on-prem mailbox 1. On-prem mailbox 1, user login name, organization unit again. I can choose marketing, for example, whatever. Just make sure, or you can create a user first in AD and then just select an existing user, but make sure the user you create, user should be under the scope of directory synchronization AD Connect, the scope that you have defined under AD Connect. If you create any user account outside that scope, that user information will not be replicated. So, or will not be synced, basically. So I would say on-prem MB1. Okay. It's immediately available here, of course, because that's the local user. Okay, so we have local users, we have Office 365 users, we can always do that. And that's the thing. So if I go to, let's say here, and launch a browser. And here in this browser, I will type, what was the username? Sorry about that. Just a quick check. What was the username? Office 365. 0365 MT1. Okay, so 0365 MT1 at itsense.net. and sign in. And go to mail. I will select this one, whatever. I have a mailbox here. So if I say new to all users, and you can see I'm an Office 365 user, but I can see all internally, all on-premise mailbox as well, including the Office 365 as well as the on-premise, which is a great thing, yes, by the way. So I'll go to add Mark Nicholas and whatever, on-prem mailbox. If you notice, I still don't see this one on-prem MB1 because of directory sync. Okay, it's not visible yet. So while it's not visible, that's fine. I would like to just send email to Mark Nicholas. And you see, schedule a meeting option is there. Corporate events, let's say corporate event, location. We don't have any particular room defined yet. Start 5 rupee calendar. That's fine. Test is scheduled. You can say all day event and send. Okay. Also, for email, I can say test message 1. Greetings from Office 365 user and send. Now what I would like to do, I would like to wait for a while and see whether I'll see that new on-premise user in my address book or not. Because I'm an Office 365 user. Of course I can use Outlook. I can configure Outlook, full-fledged Outlook client for this user. But in my case, I have just one test computer, so I'm using Outlook Web App, Outlook Web Access, or OWA, whatever you like to call it. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I still say Outlook Web Access. So, and it serves a purpose. So, because I can still see, the idea is to see that whether I will be able to see the user's global address list or not. And which is fine, and I can test that using OWA. So let's wait a while and we'll continue after that. Okay, it's been a while now, so if I say new and 2, and I can say search people or go here and say all users, yes, I can see on-premise mailbox 1. Perfect. Test and test and so that's the idea. I can go to people in group, search people in group, and feature people directory, and I can see here this way also all my entire directory. So it's all synced up, whether it's on premise or whether it's Office 365 or Exchange Online. It's all part of one directory now, which is a good thing. I'm in Mark Nicholas calendar now, but as you can see, the corporate event is there. So as you can see, as well as if I say for new appointment, and if I go for right and all invites, it's all there. I can see on premise as well as um, cloud. I mean, of Exchange Online as well. All right. Anyway, so what I would like to do now, I would like to move Mark Nicholas' mailbox to Office 365. So just to show you real quick, if I go to Control Panel and show profiles, it's just one, and that's the OST file which is there at the moment. And as far as the mailbox is concerned, it's online. Okay, it's on-premise mailbox. So I would like to move Mark Nicholas' mailbox because that's what I'll, I'll keep it open. Don't worry, because that's what hybrid configuration is, right? You can share calendar information, you can exchange emails, you can, see each other in global address list, but at the same time, it will allow you to step by step gradually migrating your mailboxes from on-premise Exchange to Office 365. Once you have hybrid deployment, if you want, you can create on-premise mailboxes. If you want, if you want, you can create on-premise mailboxes. If you want, you can create Office 365 or Exchange Online mailboxes. And most likely that would be the future thing to do, because that might be one of the reasons that you configure hybrid deployment, that you would like to keep some mailboxes on premise, and for the future mailboxes you want to deploy Office 365, or maybe you want to move existing mailbox to Office 365 and the future mailboxes will be on premise, or a mix of both. So both things are possible. And once you of course move everything from on-premise to Exchange, you can always clean up the hybrid. Maybe you don't need hybrid anymore, or maybe you want hybrid. You want best of both worlds, and you want to take your time to move your organization from on-premise solution to Exchange Online. So you do hybrid configuration. In this case, no need to recreate Outlook profiles. OST will no need to be resynced. It will be the same thing, automatic redirection. And that's what we're going to test now, that we will move Mark Nicholas mailbox to Office 365. One more thing I would like to add it here, that as you can see, I'm right now in Office 365 using the user account. It's Office 365 MT1, and here I can see Mark Nicholas calendar as well, which is an on-premise user. This is mine calendar, and this is Mark Nicholas. See? So that's the idea of having like previous information as well as calendar sharing, that once you have your hybrid deployment configured properly, uh, you will see or exchange information like you do with on-premise accounts. And I say that once again, global address list, calendaring information, exchanging email and all that.